Here are some basic control and strength tests for the back. First is a control drill called the hip hinge. You want to be able to bend at the hips, not the back. You want the ability to keep your back straight while your hips bend, unlike here where the back is rounded while I'm bending. So a good drill to dial this in if it's a problem is take a stick, you have your head, your upper back, and your tailbone stays on the stick and learn to bend at the hips. Those of you that have been around a gym will recognize this as the deadlifting movement. You'll also want to be able to do this on one leg and not only keeping those 3 points of contact, but also not letting the low back start tilting to one side or the other. Notice how it stays flat. And then once you're able to do that with the stick, you want to practice it without the stick, both on 2 legs and on 1 leg. Leg lowering is a basic test of abdominal strength. So here you're laying on your back on the ground, and the key is to keep your low back firmly pressed into the ground while you lower your legs to about 6 inches off the floor. Notice here at the bottom there is no change whatsoever in my torso angle. My shirt hasn't lifted, my ribs aren't lifting. So this is what a good rep would look like. A bad rep would look like this. If you notice subtly now my rib cage is lifted, there's a bit of an arch. It's subtle, but if I reach underneath my low back, I can easily feel here that there is space. This would show lack of strength or control in the abdominals. The side plank set up so that your top foot is just in front of the bottom foot, and then you want to press up into a straight line from head to toe. Also make sure that your butt isn't shooting back and that your chest isn't rotated toward the ground. And your goal here is to hold for time. You want to time it. You want at least 90 seconds per side, but you want also the 2 sides to be balanced. If one side is way more than the other, that would be a problem. You'd want to work to bring them into balance. For the Sorensen test, you'll need a GHD machine or else a back extension machine at a gym. You want to set your thighs up on the pad and get in this nice flat back neutral spine position and hold for time. Here's 2 minutes as a standard you're shooting for. Notice that my back is not arching. You're not trying to do a Superman here. Failure is if you can't hold the height anymore and your shoulders and head start dropping, or like I'm going to show here in a moment, you can hold the height, but your back starts to arch. And this shows that the core is no longer able to stabilize your low back, and it would be a failure on the test.